Were members of the UCP aware of the massive data breach weeks before the Premier admits
this scandal is far worse than we imagined?
The NDP believe they have evidence to suggest yes, but what does the UCP say? Plus, a violent altercation witnessed by neighbours.
I usually see things like that on television.
The latest on the police investigation. And a woodworking masterpiece.
I couldn't believe it. First try, everything worked.
The Calgary man behind this unique passion project on wheels.
CTV Calgary, local breaking news with Jacqueline Wilson.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. The NDP says it has evidence that 2 people in the Premier's inner circle attended an online Centurion Project meeting. That is the meeting where the Alberta voters list was allegedly shared online as part of an illegal database. In question period today, Premier Danielle Smith repeatedly denied knowing about the data breach until April 29th or 30th, saying that she found out from media reports. However, later today, the UCP caucus sent out a statement admitting their staff was in the April 16th meeting. And the reason that they didn't say anything is that, quote, the organizers of this meeting were adamant that the data being used was obtained legally. At the time, the staff observing the meeting had no reason to believe that the website in question was unlawful. Now, the NDP alleged that people with the same names as the president of the UCP, Rob Smith, and the UCP caucus director, Arundeep Sandhu, attended the meeting, but the UCP denies Rob Smith was there. They did not respond to our question about Sandhu. The official opposition also says at one point in the meeting, former Premier Jason Kenney's information was searched and shown as an example to attendees of how to use that database.
If these are indeed the same people, and all evidence points to them being the same people, this scandal is far worse than we imagined. It means that the Premier's own staff and her most senior party officials knew about this data breach and did nothing. And I will remind you that that is illegal.
Jason Kenney posted on social media that this is disturbing. His personal information is so broadly available, and he is retaining legal counsel to seek advice on what he calls an outrageous and potentially dangerous violation of his personal privacy. The NDP say it has turned the recording over to the RCMP for their investigation. A stabbing in a quiet southwest neighborhood this morning sent one man to hospital. Calgary police are now looking for a suspect and investigating what led up to the violent altercation as some neighbors watched the incident unfold. Tyson Fedor reports.
Ava Panajot has lived on this quiet Glamorgan street for more than 6 decades.
It was so scary. There were 6 police car came.
Panajot was looking out her bedroom window when she saw a man being stabbed right across the street.
It was a real life drama. You know, I usually see things like that on television.
She says the victim was yelling with a woman when the altercation happened.
He was bending down like this. And then he said, oh, he wanted to kill me, he had a knife and everything.
When members got here, they located a male with stab wounds and he has been transported in a serious condition to a hospital.
Police responded shortly before 10 a.m. to the 100 block of Glacier Drive Southwest. Blood could be seen on the front steps, along with pillows, blankets, and a power cord. Late Tuesday afternoon, investigators laid down evidence markers photographing the crime scene.
Detectives will obviously be examining the scene as well to see if there's any clues as to find out what actually happened and what the motive is behind this assault.
A man in his 50s was taken to hospital in serious condition, but his status was upgraded to stable. A woman was taken into custody but has since been released.
I never met. They just moved here. This is a very quiet neighborhood. And I've been here since 1960.
Police say they are actively looking for a suspect who is believed to know the victim. Tyson Fedor, CTV News, Calgary.
And a candlelight vigil will be held on Friday at 6 p.m. to honor the 2 children whose father is accused in their murder. It will take place in the 4500 block of 14th Street Northwest. The Immigrant Outrage Society says that people are welcome to bring flowers, candles, and small stuffed animals. A publication ban is protecting the identities of the victims and, by extension, the accused. The 37-year-old man will appear in court next June 5th. Well, today is Red Dress Day. It's National Day of Awareness and Remembrance for missing and murdered Indigenous women, girls, and two-spirited people. Its ceremony was held along Memorial Drive. Moses Waldo reports.
Along Memorial Drive, red dresses, T-shirts, and ribbons are just another reminder of the lives lost or missing as people gather in remembrance. Vanessa Badger Hunter knows the feeling after her daughter went missing in January 2021, only to be found dead in May of that year.
Last year was my first year. It was kind of hard, so I talked about her on October 4th. Was the very first time I ever talked about her, and it was hard to do that, but this will be my second time talking about her, so hopefully it'll be a bit easier.
The National Day of Awareness and Remembrance for missing and murdered Indigenous women, girls, and Two-Spirit people is also known as Red Dress Day, coined by a Métis artist, Jamie Black, and serves as a visual symbol for the cause.
As I dance and my jingles are going, it's like we're sending a message back up to them that, you know, we're still here. We're still saying your name. We're not letting you be forgotten.
Organizers say the event is part of a coordinated effort to bring awareness. According to the Assembly of First Nations, Indigenous women make up 16% of all female homicide victims and 11% of missing women. Yet Indigenous people only make up just over 4% of the population. That's where organizations like the Women's Centre of Calgary came to share its solidarity with the Indigenous community.
On a person-to-person level, there's so much that we can do. There's so much we can do around housing, food security, domestic violence. We all have a role to play in knowing our neighbors, helping our neighbors.
And a day where Badger Hunter and countless others can heal through the tough times.
Today is like one of those days where you can just let out some of those hard feelings that you cannot let out even at home by yourself. Because you got to come to gatherings like this in order to find somebody to even just to stand by or even watch or even just listen to.
Moses Wildu, CTV News, Calgary.
Calgary City Council will debate whether to get rid of its climate emergency declaration. The guiding policy was passed in 2021 as the first motion by Jody Gondak after her election win. It means all city departments have to consider climate impacts and explore emission reduction opportunities for most projects. Now, this new council will consider a pair of motions to rescind the emergency declaration. Calgary's Climate and Environment Department has an operating budget of $26 million, but climate-related spending across all departments exceeds $200 million.
The whole climate emergency concept has been embedded throughout the organization. So there's so many decisions that are made that are tied to the climate emergency concept. And that's where I want to see us dig deeper into all this.
The notices of motion passed at a committee this morning, but the full debate will happen at council meeting later this month. Calgarians are happy. That is according to a recent survey. More than 3/4 rated their overall quality of life here is good, but there are a few priorities that residents want to address. Tyler Barrow has more.
People in Calgary seem to be enjoying life.
I'm really happy to live here in Calgary. I call Calgary home.
I really enjoy living in Calgary. I think it has a great energy.
I love it here. I moved here from Toronto, and I moved here, and I'm now living the best of my life.
That is mostly what Calgary Spring survey indicates. 76% of Calgarians rate their overall quality of life as good, while 74% say Calgary is a great place to make a life, and 68% rate Calgary as a great place to make a living. And as far as bang for their buck, the majority of respondents are satisfied with city services and programs.
Show a significant rebound in the trust and confidence that Calgarians have in us as a council and administration.
But there is room for improvement. Nearly 40% of Calgarians polled say traffic congestion and the quality of roads in the city are top concerns.
Traffic is concerned during the rush hours. We find pretty much the main routes are still clogging really bad.
Very frustrated. You know, not too long ago I had to tighten something in my car because it was loose because of the hose.
And summer road work will be busy again. Last year, the city managed 3,200 projects, resulting in 7,700 incidents.
This year's we anticipate a busy construction season. The city does a lot of behind-the-scenes work to help coordinate between the different agencies and the different projects to keep Calgarians moving.
Tyler Barrow, CTV News, Calgary.
The City of Calgary has updated its Plan Your Trip hub to keep traffic flowing during that construction season. The hub launched last year and has been improved based on feedback from Calgarians. The city says it's now easier to understand traffic conditions, detours, and travel impacts. It includes real-time updates as route conditions change, and the information addresses all modes of transportation, so walking, wheeling, and cycling. But those aren't the only changes.
We've made some enhancements to the website, so we've added some new tools, allowing people not only to see what's happening today, but also to look into the future, or if you want to look at a specific time frame or a weekend when you're planning your trip.
And you can find that traffic tool at calgary.ca/planyourtrip. A man was rushed to hospital in stable condition after slipping on gravel on his motorcycle this evening. Police say it happened about 8:15 p.m. on Shriners Road Northwest. Police were on scene to clear the area and to investigate. A couple of new bus services are launching soon, making it easier to get to the Badlands. FixBus will operate direct routes from Calgary starting May 14th. Buses will stop in downtown, Drumheller, and the Royal Tyrrell Museum. Then in June, Drumheller will see the launch of Valley Connect. It's a free hop-on, hop-off shuttle that's connecting tourist hotspots like the Royal Tyrrell and the Hoodoos and the Atlas coal mines. Well, it was a little chilly today, I would say.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm a little spoiled from the last couple of days, but you're saying no worries, a warm up on the way.
You're allowed to complain. It was a little bit below seasonal today. Normally we're at about 15 degrees for this time of year. We only managed to get to 10. So yes, it was noticeably cooler out there, but that story changes after tonight. We've got a lot of clearing underway here, so that allows any heat that we develop today to escape back up into the atmosphere. So it's going to be cool down to 0 for your low, but that sets the stage for a nice sunny start to the morning. A lot of surface heating will happen, and that'll get us to a high of 23 degrees, Jackie, but there is the potential for some late day showers as well. We'll break it all down in your full forecast coming up.
Okay, sounds good. Thanks, Gina. Well, a locally built student satellite is now in space. We'll introduce you to the university team behind the creation next.
You're watching CTV News, Calgary.
A satellite built by University of Calgary students during their free time is now in space after a successful launch over the weekend. Alicia Fieldberg met with some of the young students today as they communicated with their creation as it orbits 500 kilometers above Earth.
And liftoff of Falcon 9.
As this SpaceX rocket launches, a group of University of Calgary students gathers to witness a satellite they built release into space.
It feels so surreal. Hitting all of our milestones has been really, really rewarding.
And it wasn't a school project, but an idea created by students.
Their project, their desire, their inspiration, and their motivation to be the people that launched Calgary's first student-built and designed satellite.
The satellite, roughly the size of a loaf of bread, is now orbiting Earth, communicating through the antenna at the Rothney Astrophysical Observatory.
This is where the real action is. It feels, without being able to communicate with it, you're basically just flying a brick. So being able to kind of contribute to getting that information and starting this new phase of the satellite is really exciting.
It's moving. Yeah. Through the next 3 years, the students will be working here, collecting data for research.
It's a lot of really exciting firsts for the team, and getting to see all of the work kind of culminate at this stage is quite rewarding.
About 100 students, mostly undergraduates, have been involved since Calgary to Space started in 2020. And some are surprised when they add up all the free time they've spent working on it.
I'm going to throw 500 hours. Oh! Okay! Over 2,000 hours.
So it was really exciting to see such a project being undertaken by students and to be able to contribute to it.
The team hopes Frontier Sat shows others what you can achieve when you set your sights high.
I hope people will feel inspired, feel ready to kind of take on new opportunities.
Alicia Fieldberg, CTV News, Calgary.
Very cool. Well, the team is already designing satellite number 2 with plans to build even more of the parts from scratch and collect more scientific data. Hundreds of young job seekers gathered at Platform Calgary today in an effort to navigate a tough and competitive employment market. The Calgary Catholic Immigrant Society hosted 341 participants for its second annual Youth Employment Summit. More than 24 Calgary area employers took part in recruiting. Workshops were available for resume building, interview prep, and other workplace skills. Youth unemployment in Alberta sits at 13.8%. It's more than double the overall jobless rate. Organizers say the newcomers to Canada often face extra barriers.
One of the major challenges is lack of financial capital. Second, lack of social capital, right? They are in a new country navigating new systems without knowing anybody in this country, right? And we all know that while they apply for a job, it's all about who you know and who knows you, and taking the time to learn local employers' expectations, right? How to market, how to talk about their skills.
Last year's event helped nearly 60 young people land work. Organizers are hoping to top that this year. The province is testing its emergency alert system tomorrow. You'll be able to hear that sound at 1:55 p.m. It will be sent out over TV, radio, cell phones, and tablets. Meanwhile, the town of Banff is conducting a test of its own alert system for the Bow Valley. That is going to happen at 10 a.m. These systems alert people to wildfire, flooding, and other hazards. And the province says that calling 211 is now the main access point for mental health and addiction services. Previously, Albertans were given multiple numbers to access the services, but the province says by making 211 the province-wide number to call, it will simplify access and make it easier to get the right support. The number will continue to offer community and social resources for housing, employment, financial, and basic needs as well. 211 is available 24 hours a day in more than 240 languages. The service is free and confidential. All right, Gina Martin is along next with her Skywatch weather forecast. Stay with us.
Well, it's finally out with the cooler temperatures and back to above seasonal as we enter the midweek. But today, yeah, it was a little chilly out there, relatively speaking. Our normal high for this time of year in Calgary is 15 degrees. We only managed to make it to 10 this afternoon. So we were influenced by a lot of cold northerly air moving through the city, pretty strong. Today it was about 20 to 40 kilometers an hour. Monday, 40 to 60. Those winds are calming down overnight and conditions are clearing, and that's going to allow lots of sunshine to reach our surface on Wednesday, heat things up and get us to a high of 23 degrees. Lethbridge, same story for you. 21 for Brooks and Medicine Hat. A really nice transition into those warmer temperatures. So playing out the future cast here, we do see a nice clear start to Wednesday morning. But later in the day, even though we're getting a lot of sunshine and warmth, it's that time of year where that instability at the surface can result in some late evening showers or isolated thunderstorms. We start to see them pop up close to Calgary right around the supper hour, but really start to develop overnight a little south of Calgary, closer to the foothills there, but areas like Nanton, Lethbridge, and even Calgary could see more overnight showers, maybe even some non-severe isolated thunderstorms overnight as well. And as we advance this model, you can see even on Thursday evening, basically a similar story. Clear in the morning, building cloud in the afternoon, and the chance of some scattered showers. Temperatures around the province, we see a lot of places in the low 20s for the next couple of days, starting to transition a bit cooler by the time we get into Saturday. That's when we expect our next round of cloudy conditions to really settle in. Even some places like Pincher Creek and Brooks could see those clouds move in a little earlier on Friday. For us, we're preparing for Saturday to be the day where we see more of those clouds develop, producing light rain showers, mostly in the morning. But with that change or that switch up in those conditions, expect temperatures to be seasonal on Saturday. Remember, 15 degrees is normal for this time of year, but we pick things right back up on Sunday, back into the 20s with a mix of sun and cloud.
All right, I like that. Thanks, Gina. An 84-year-old retiree has taken his love of woodworking for a spin, building a full-size rideable bicycle all out of wood. Kevin Green caught up with him this morning as he put the finishing touches on his incredible masterpiece in his garage just outside of Calgary.
Anton Cook saw a custom-built wooden bike for sale on eBay. It piqued the interest of the retired engineer, and he thought, could he build it better?
And I said, it's an idea, something I could do that I could do over time. Won't take a lot of wood.
Listed at $6,000, the online model had a metal chain and gears. Cook made his from wood.
So I did spend probably 2 months thinking and on paper and calculating, figuring, okay, how can I get the sprocket to match? Because the number of cogs on the sprocket have to match the links.
In the end, he crafted every link by hand, one at a time, and aside from a couple of hidden screws in key stress points and bearings in the hub, the bike is wood through and through. Cook designed everything himself after measuring up a bicycle in a department store.
The blueprint is in my head.
The bike is built from birch, walnut, oak, and maple, all laminated together for strength, the grains carefully aligned to prevent cracking. But one of the biggest tasks was to make sure it would actually be rideable. The handlebars, a particular challenge.
It has to be horizontal to the earth, and it has to be at 90 degrees to the wheel. And the third thing is it's fitting at an angle.
And when it finally came together, even he was surprised.
And I couldn't believe it. First try, everything worked.
Some parts were so complex he had to build his own tools just to finish the job, like drill bits crafted from coat hangers.
I had to have a long bit to reach in, and I didn't have one, so I said, well, I got to make one.
The bike isn't just for show.
It's rideable.
And it will be ridden at least once in what Cook says will be his Orville Wright moment. He says after thousands of hours of work, he's nearly ready for that first spin. Kevin Green, CTV News, Calgary.
That is great. Well, it is NHL Draft Lottery Day. Up next, we'll tell you what overall pick the Flames ended up with. Welcome back. The popular annual festival in the city is on the move. GlobalFest, the International Avenue Arts and Culture Community, says that GlobalFest will move to Spruce Meadows this year. The annual fireworks festival has been Alliston Park since it launched more than 20 years ago. The International Avenue Group says they weren't consulted about the move and it will lead to a loss of revenue for local businesses. It also says loss of revenue will affect artists and residents program and other communities programs in East Calgary. And it was the worst case scenario for the Calgary Flames at the NHL Draft Lottery today as the team saw their spot on the draft pick list fall from 4th to 6th. The team, which finished 4th last in the regular NHL season, had a 9.5% chance of moving up from the 4th highest odds to make a pick for a new talent in the 2026-27 season. In the end, the Toronto Maple Leafs, they will get the first overall pick of who in the draft next month. The draft will take place in New Jersey on June 26. Well, that is all from us. Thank you so much for joining. Have a wonderful evening.